Hey everyone, this is Peter Estes of ValleyCAD. It's another Tech Tip Tuesdays. What I'm going to show you today is a sketch segment tool and also how to utilize that within a hole wizard and also a sketch driven pattern. So let's hop on over to SOLIDWORKS and see how we could utilize this. So you'll see on my SOLIDWORKS screen that I got a cool little plate right now, right? Super cool, 12 by 12, 2 inches deep, pretty awesome, right? Now, what I want to do is come in here and create a standard bolt pattern on here. Now, how can I go about this other than drawing one hole and then trying to make a circular revolve on that? Maybe I'd rather have it controlled by a sketch. So this is where we could utilize the tools such as Sketch Segment Tool. So where's this located and how do we use it? Well, you actually have to do that inside of a sketch. Now, I'm not in a sketch right now, and I know this because it says across the top that it just says part 1. I look at my confirmation corner, I don't see any icons there. And also my bottom right corner, known as my status bar, only just says editing part. So I need to select a face and start a new sketch. So I'll simply select this face right here and activate sketch. So I know I'm in a sketch now because it says sketch 11 of part 1, confirmation corner, and also my status bar says editing sketch 11. Also my origin showed up and it's red. So these are my ways of SOLIDWORKS telling me that you are in a sketch right now. Okay, so with that, what's a sketch segment tool? So sketch segment is actually located underneath tools, sketch tools, and towards the top. It's currently grayed out though. Why is that? But that's where it's located. The reason why it's grayed out is because I don't have any entities in my sketch yet. So sketch segment works on circles, arcs, and lines. So if I came in here and drew a simple line, let's say I want to come off from this corner to this corner, and I could do a standard solid line or I could do a construction line, doesn't matter. Segment works on both of them. If I have that now drawn in there and I come up here to tools, sketch tools, you'll see that segment is not grayed out anymore. Now, maybe I forgot where this is located. I always like utilizing my search for commands here. So if I start typing in sketch segment, we'll see that we have the segment tool that shows up. I could click on the eyeball there and that will take control of my mouse, move my mouse to where it's located within SOLIDWORKS currently. Or I could simply click on that and now activate the command. Or if I want to use it more times than not, like I just see myself using it periodically throughout the day, I would simply just click on that, drag it, and drop it onto my sketch command ribbon. Pretty cool. So now whenever I need it, I just simply come up here, click on it, and go. So while hovering over the segment tool, you'll see here that it says segment splits an entity in equal lengths or just places equidistant points. Okay, so looking at this, I'm going to activate it right now. Coming in here, SOLIDWORKS going, all right, so let's do the sketch point version more first. So all it's asking me to do is select one entity. I can only do one at a time actually. So I'm going to select this line right here. SOLIDWORKS, what it's going to do is come in and drop in currently 5 points equally spaced on this line. I can increase or decrease this however I see fit. Pretty cool, right? So let's say I want to just have 5 and we'll say OK to that. SOLIDWORKS is going to come in and drop points all along this line. And it's also going to add a unique relation to each of these points that's only driven off of the segment command. So what it's called is actually an equidistant point. And so what this allows me to do is whatever I make the length of my line to be, it's going to automatically divide the points along that line. I don't have to do any math on this. Super cool, right? So if we look at this and I see that this line is actually 16.9706, man, taking that and dividing that by 5, or maybe I need to do it again, divide it by 4 or 3. That can be a little challenging at times, right? Your calculator can only do so much. So what SOLIDWORKS does with this sort of rule is that if I want to update this and say, hey, I want to take that relation and I want to make it to instead of 5 points, I want to make 4 points out of it. What's really cool is I can right click on that relation and you'll see here it says edit segment points. So by clicking on that, SOLIDWORKS allows me to not change whatever segments or whatever items selected, but it does allow me to come in and increase or decrease the number of points on that entity. So by saying OK to that, I now have 7 of them equally spaced along that line. Pretty awesome, right? So that's how you could utilize the point command. Now, looking at this, if I drew a simple circle, I could come in again and say, all right, let's do a segment on that. Come in here, I want to do it on this circle, and I want to have 9 points on there. I'll update it however I see fit. But what's really cool is if I increase or decrease the size of my circle, those points automatically get spaced out depending on the size of my circle. Really cool. I can come in here and say, like, I want that point in the center mark of my circle to stay vertical. All right, so that's putting on points in our segment command. But let's see what happens when we come in, and I'll just draw a simple line coming off this corner like so. And let's see what happens if I come in and do a segment, and I want to do segments instead of points this time. And I want to divide it into currently 9 segments. What SOLIDWORKS will do is it'll actually drop in a point, and it's going to be 8 points. So that way I have 9 individual lines that will be created from it. So let's go ahead and decrease that a little bit. Let's make it so it's 6. Say OK to that. So as I was stating, SOLIDWORKS came in and it made that line divided into 6 separate segments. I cannot come back in and edit this, so not like how I had it with points. But what's really cool, if I take this point here, drag it out, all these lines get updated automatically. Now, each of these lines get an equal relation as well as a collinear relation, every single one of them. And so this line is equal and collinear to that line. This line is equal and collinear to this line. So every 2 lines get that relation added to it, or segments I should say. So where's this a cool setup? Well, if I came in here and let's say I select this line and this line, I want to make those 2 construction lines. Or actually, let's come in here and select that one, and that one. So every other line and make them into a construction line. So maybe I want to utilize that and make it to where I extrude off with these lines here. But because I have those relations on it, no matter how big or small I extend that line, they'll all get updated automatically. Pretty cool, right? So I like using that. I tend to stick more towards the point variation though. So let's come in here and let's go ahead and delete that circle there with all those points. Now let's go ahead and get out of the sketch now. So let's come in here and let's just add, let's add a simple hole on here. So let's come in features, extruded cut, and let's add a hole coming up, at this upper corner here. And we'll say select to that, and we'll come in and we'll smart dimension it. And we'll give it a 1-inch diameter, let's just say. And let's make it to where from here to here is going to be 1.5, and also from here to here is going to be equal to that 1.5. Okay, so if I make any changes to that 1.5, it'll automatically update the other one. I added an equation between those 2. Okay, so now looking at this, let's go ahead and get out of it. The next tool I'm going to show you after we do our cut is I'm going to make it to where this circle shows up on every single point. Now, how's that done? Well, it's actually utilizing the sketch-driven pattern. So sketch-driven pattern is located right underneath linear pattern. You click on that drop down, and it's this one right in the middle, sketch-driven pattern. So SOLIDWORKS is going to come in and ask me, all right, what sketch do you want to reference? I want to reference this sketch that I made. What feature do you want to do? I want this hole that I had. So SOLIDWORKS is going to come in, and it's going to be centroid, meaning it's going to take the center of that circle, and it's going to drop it on every single point. Pretty cool. Now if I say OK to that, we'll see that all those circles are now placed equally along this line. Now looking at that, you might be going, okay, that's kind of cool, but what if I want to use Hole Wizard? So if I came in here and started a whole nother, let's start the Hole Wizard command, I'm going to utilize the points used in segment for this. So let's say I want a 1/2 inch 13, and we go into our position mode. So remember, wherever I drop a point, SOLIDWORKS will drop a circle there for me, right? So I'm going to push escape on that for right now and delete all those points. So I'm going to come in and do a circle, and we'll make it off of the center mark there and do smart dimension. And we want to make it to where this circle now is going to be an 8-inch diameter. And just because I know I don't want to extrude this circle, I want to make it into a construction line. Even though we're doing Hole Wizard is only dependent on points it's not going to extrude it, but it's just my habit of saying, look, this is just a construction circle. So with segment activated, come in here and specify the circle. And let's say I want to have a 7-point bolt pattern. Say okay to that. And then with this, I'll select that top point there and then select this vertical or the origin there and say make those two vertical. Oh, I did something wrong there. Did you guys catch it? I went a little too fast. I did the segment setup. So this is where you got to be a little careful though. So I meant to do points under segment. Many times SOLIDWORKS is going to do whatever you did last, unfortunately, in this scenario. So if you didn't catch it, what I did here is I drew my circle, did my smart dimension, and said make that 8, like I did right there. Now I came in and did segment. If you notice, it's under sketch segment variation right now. I wanted it to be under sketch points. So this is where you gotta be a little careful. So because I did segment, remember segment, you can't edit those. So that's why I had to delete the circle all over again. So this time, slowing down a little bit, got a little too excited, switch to sketch points, and this time I'm gonna select that circle. Okay, how else do you think I noticed that it was that way? Well, it was because of the relations that were added. And also, I didn't see a ton of ghost circles that showed up for me, right? So I want to make it so that that point in the origin are going to be vertical to each other. This is fully defined now. And so if I came in and said, oh, I wanted that 8 to now be, let's say 4, SOLIDWORKS will come in and automatically update and make all those points equal to each other. So this is where it's a little more powerful than utilizing a polar array or circular pattern, I should say. So it's a really useful tool. Now if I come in and say okay to that, I now have this really nice bolt pattern of having 7 points, I believe, all 1/2 inch 13 derived off of a 4-inch diameter bolt circle. Okay, so because I made these as 2 separate units, there's those set of holes that I originally made on there. So this is utilizing the segment tool as well as the bolt pattern for utilizing that within a hole wizard. And also we did a sketch-driven pattern. So utilizing the segment tool and sketch-driven pattern is pretty awesome, right? So I hope that this video will help you out in seeing that new tool. The segment tool was actually introduced in SOLIDWORKS 2016. We're currently using SOLIDWORKS 2018 here. And SOLIDWORKS 2019 is coming out pretty soon. Super excited about that. Beta version's out. But yeah, that's some of the awesome tools that you can utilize if you stay current with your subscription on SOLIDWORKS. Okay, so once again, my name is Peter Estes. I am the owner of ValleyCAD. We are a mechanical engineering and a product design firm. We are your solution for when the designing gets tough. And how we do that is we help out with the designing aspect, but also, as you can see here, we know SOLIDWORKS pretty well, right? We come on site or do web meetings and help out companies with utilizing SOLIDWORKS or also AutoCAD or DraftSite or other drafting softwares. We are your solution for that. And so if you got questions and so forth, give us a call. You can also hop on over to our website, www.valleycad.com. And on there, you can reach out to us, email us directly and so forth, and always happy to help out. So once again, my name is Peter on there, and shoot us an email. I'd be happy to answer any questions. So give us a thumbs up, please. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and also on Twitch. We do live streaming on there and do live Q&A seminars and so forth. So highly recommend, go check us out at ValleyCAD. We are there. And so once again, thank you for watching this video. Leave us a comment. Have you utilized the segment tool before? So once again, give us a thumbs up. Have a great rest of the day. Make sure you learn something new. See ya.